So it's 2019, and I'd been following the Centre app for quite a while at this point. I was picking a couple of meals from the planner each week to prep and smashing the scheduled hit workouts very consistently. And that shit worked, despite living above my surgery in Padstow, so averaging about 2k steps per day max, assuming that I made it to the kettle. I'd lost a lot of weight and was feeling good about the changes I was making. But I'd also sort of hit a wall that I wasn't really addressing. I clearly still had some work to do, but I'd not really sat down to think about how, given the limitations I had around my training. And so nothing was really changing. And why would it? I was doing everything the same. Then we moved to Cheltenham and I started working at Gloucester Royal Hospital. And this was a totally different role. I was on my feet a lot. And by that I mean a lot. I was running between A&E, theatres, on-call shifts, the wards. If I had the opportunity to scratch my arse, that was a blessing, and there were less of those than grey hairs on my head at the age of 25, though that was definitely not the marker to use by the end of that year. Anyway, we made the move. I didn't change what I was eating. I continued training as I had been, working out at home. There were no additions. It was exactly the same structure that I'd been using. Yet, seemingly out of the blue, weight just fell off. I somehow became the leanest I'd ever been up until that point. And the only thing that was new was my job. What had changed was how much I was moving outside of any intentional training, which apparently was due far more credit than I'd been giving it to date. People talk about NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and that's basically all the movement you do outside of formal workouts. Walking, standing, fidgeting, and running around with a hospital bleep. And it adds up to a significant chunk of the calories that you burn in a day, yet people seem to ignore it as a lever for physical change. And to be honest, I wasn't thinking about it either. I sort of tripped and fell into maxing it out, like some of my patients tripped and fell into split lips and broken jaws. So if your training's consistent and your food's reasonable, yet you're still seeing nothing change, it's probably worth considering what you're doing outside of your training sessions. Because the gym might be an hour, but it's the other 23 that are doing the heavy lifting.